Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. There's a reason Hallmark films keep pulling people in year after year, across different ages, cultures, and even viewing habits, and it goes far beyond simple romance. When a Hallmark star talks about the universal appeal of these movies, what they're really touching on is something deeply human. These films understand emotional comfort in a way very few genres do, and that's exactly why audiences keep coming back. At the heart of every Hallmark story is familiarity. Viewers know what kind of emotional journey they're signing up for, and that predictability isn't a weakness. It's the secret weapon. In a world where daily life is often chaotic, stressful, and unpredictable, Hallmark movies offer something rare: emotional safety. You can sit down, press play, and know that no matter what twists happen along the way, you're going to end up somewhere warm, hopeful, and reassuring. Hallmark stars often say that these films remind people of how life could feel, not necessarily how it always does. The stories slow things down. They focus on small-town charm, meaningful conversations, personal growth, and relationships built on trust rather than conflict. That slower pace gives viewers permission to breathe. It allows emotions to unfold naturally, without shock value or constant tension. Another huge part of the appeal is relatability. Even when the settings are picturesque or the characters seem impossibly kind, the emotional struggles feel real. Characters deal with self-doubt, heartbreak, career crossroads, family misunderstandings, and fear of change, things almost everyone can recognize in their own lives. Hallmark films don't exaggerate pain, but they don't ignore it either. They simply choose to resolve it with compassion. Hallmark stars often point out that these movies center on connection. Romantic love is important, but it's not the only focus. There's love between parents and children, between siblings, between old friends, and even between people and the communities they call home. That layered approach makes the stories resonate with viewers who might not even be watching for romance at all. Someone might tune in for a cozy evening and end up feeling unexpectedly moved by a storyline about forgiveness or second chances. One of the most universal elements is hope. Hallmark films operate on the belief that people can change, relationships can heal, and life can take a positive turn, even after disappointment. That message resonates across cultures and generations because it speaks to a basic human desire, the need to believe that things can get better. Hallmark doesn't rely on cynicism or irony. Instead, it leans fully into optimism, and that sincerity is what makes it powerful. Actors who work in Hallmark movies often mention how audiences respond to authenticity. These films don't require exaggerated performances or dramatic breakdowns. The acting is grounded, gentle, and emotionally accessible. Viewers don't feel like they're being talked down to or manipulated. They feel like they're being invited into a story that respects their emotions. The universal appeal also comes from how Hallmark films emphasize values that never really go out of style. Kindness, honesty, loyalty, patience, and forgiveness are central themes. In an era where entertainment often thrives on controversy or shock, Hallmark stands out by offering stories rooted in decency. That doesn't mean the films are unrealistic. It means they're aspirational. They remind people of the version of themselves they want to be. Seasonal storytelling plays a major role too. Whether it's Christmas, autumn harvests, springtime beginnings, or summer romance, Hallmark films tie emotions to seasons people already associate with memories and traditions. A Hallmark star might say that when viewers watch these movies, they're not just watching a story, they're reconnecting with moments from their own lives. A holiday dinner, a hometown visit, a first love, or a long-forgotten dream. There's also something deeply comforting about the sense of community in Hallmark films. Towns feel close-knit. Neighbors care. People show up for each other. Even when conflict arises, it's usually resolved through communication rather than cruelty. For many viewers, that environment feels like a safe emotional refuge, especially if their real-world experiences have been far more complicated. Hallmark's universal reach is also tied to accessibility. These films don't require viewers to keep up with complicated plotlines or prior episodes. Anyone can jump in at any time. That makes them perfect for shared viewing experiences, families watching together, couples relaxing after a long day, or individuals seeking quiet companionship from a familiar story. Hallmark stars often hear from fans who say these movies helped them through difficult times. Illness, loss, loneliness, or uncertainty, Hallmark films become a source of emotional steadiness. They don't promise that life will be perfect, but they suggest that kindness and love still matter, even when things are hard. That message transcends age, background, and location. Another reason the appeal feels universal is because Hallmark avoids extremes. The stories don't rely on villains who are purely evil or heroes who are flawless. Characters are allowed to make mistakes. They grow. They learn. That emotional balance makes the films feel more human and less performative. Hallmark films also honor the idea of slowing down. In a fast-paced digital world, these movies encourage viewers to step away from constant noise and reconnect with simpler pleasures, a conversation, a shared meal, a walk through town, or a moment of self-reflection. That slower rhythm is something many people crave, even if they don't realize it until they experience it. When a Hallmark star talks about universal appeal, they're really talking about emotional consistency. Viewers trust these films. They trust that their time and emotions will be respected. That trust builds loyalty, and loyalty turns casual viewers into lifelong fans. At the end of the day, Hallmark films succeed because they tell stories that don't shout. They don't demand attention through spectacle. They gently invite viewers into a world where kindness still wins, love still matters, and hope is never misplaced. That's a message people everywhere can understand, no matter who they are or where they're watching from. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.